Alright, so this is one way I would play it as well. my soul and trust in him. The waves and wind still know his name. So let go my soul and trust in him. The waves and wind still know his name. So let go my soul and trust in him. The waves and wind still know his name. So let go my soul and trust in him. The waves and wind still know his name. The waves and wind still know his name. The waves and wind still know his name. My eyes are on you. Through it all, remind as well. Through it all, my eyes are on you, and it is well. It is well. Let go my soul and trust in him. The waves and wind know his name. So let go my soul and trust in him. The waves and wind still know his name. The waves and wind still know his name. Alright, so most of the songs are going to end probably the same thing with everything else, but you want to end on the chord of the song. Couple things to note with this song here specifically. You have a lot of sevens and twos. So for the chorus, for example, it goes C2, through it all, and then you have a D, and you have E minor 7. My eyes are on you. So C2, just adding this right here. Then you have your just regular D, and then E minor. So I like to sometimes switch between that when I'm playing E minor 7. I will include the link to the chords I'm playing from. But you get a real piano guy sound too if you hit the 5 and then the 2, and you can just kind of feel like that. It gives you but because of this song, it's kind of moody, where you're really building up that tension. I don't know if I'd even finish on the first of the chord. And so there's a lot of so a couple of options here. One, you can just play the chords. It gives it plenty of depth just doing that, especially if you have a good reverb on your keyboard, but also if you have that reverb or just a very full sound and a full band around it. So you can, just because of the fullness of the chords and or you have the C2 and E minor 7, works really well. The other thing where I'd probably do that like probably 60-70% of the time on the chorus, just because it kind of has that drop everything out feel. But then when you're trying to build, you just kind of break it up a little bit, and then it makes it just a little bit more messier, and that gives it a little bit of build. And then the more you break it up, the more energy you have. I'm not playing with a metronome, and I'm pretty bad at staying on time without the metronome. But so you definitely want to practice that bit with the metronome. But like the more you break it up, and you can notice like in between where you're not singing, I'm adding a lot more. So it's like through it all, my eyes are on you. Through it all, it is well. Through it all, my eyes are on you. It is well. This next part of the song, so that part feels like it's really heavy, really full. This next part just feels like, it's all about so you go chorus where it's like through it all, where it's like really intense about how everything's coming at you. So I'm playing it with some of that intensity. So the next part is it goes, so let go, and then I think they do this in the recording too, but for me, like I just immediately like, so let go my soul and trust in Him. Waves and wind still know His name. So let go my soul and trust in Him. The waves and wind still know His name. The waves and wind. So that part, so the first part of it is like, let go my soul and trust in Him, and then it goes, the waves and wind still know His name. Sometimes if you want to emphasize that and be like, the waves and wind still know His name, so I'm letting go. Or you can be, the waves and wind still know His name, so I'm like, He has the power. You can play it either way, and I would play it both ways, just to give it that a little more of that emotion in this song. So you go, so let go my soul and trust in Him. The waves and wind still know His name. The waves and wind still know His name. With my soul. There's a lot of build to this, so you want to really like where you feel some of that pull. That motion is where you build it up and you cut it out, and then everything, like whatever you're singing right there, is really emphasized where you cut right at the end of the build, where you drop it back down. And then you're also going to build this a while too, so you can just, that's where you're just doing like, I'm doing E minor 7 even though it says E, just E minor, just because I like a little more of that fullness, that bittersweet tension, because you can go just E minor, but it has a little more soul to it. But it is well. And really emphasizing that D in between really helps bring out the build. With my soul. I just go doing my chords going up. That also adds a little bit of like build to it as well. It is So that right there, when I was trying to go even farther, was not working. So I wouldn't do that Yeah, probably test that out a little bit, but going from here to here did work to bring up that level. So, there's a little bit of some of the techniques for it as well.